What is good, my people? It's your boy Denzel FX. We're back again today with a pre-market analysis, my people. Today we're going to look at two indices and one forex pair. So we're going to start off by looking at NAS100 US30. Then we're going to fly over to GU to see what that's saying. So without further ado, my people, we're just going to jump straight into it and get this breakdown going. Okay, so here we are. We've got one of our favorite pairs, NAS100. Always keeping it 100, you get me? Right, so what we have here, from what I can see, we are in a clear uptrend on the daily time frame. As you can see here, that is a clear uptrend. The trend is your friend, so there's no point trying to fight it unless the trend actually breaks. So at the moment, we are going to look for long opportunities because that's what we have here, and that's what the market has presented to us. So what we have here, we've got price, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and higher lows. So hopefully we're gonna see price continue pushing to the upside. So the next thing we're looking to see here now that we understand where price is going, is we're going to dissect this chart and see exactly why we were looking for a long opportunity. So the first thing we have here is our level of support. So here we've got price literally shot to the downside. It came below, but it closed back above. Even though here we've got a nice impulse here, which is nice to see that price came all the way. This is a clear support zone. Touch, shut up, bang, it shot up again. So we are expecting price to come back to this zone to continue going to the upside. So another thing we have that we are aware of is price may actually, react to this zone here to continue pushing to the downside. But for now, we're only going to trade what we see, not what we want to see. So at the moment, we've got our zone here. If price was to shoot to the downside, we are expecting it to shoot to the downside maybe from this region here, because that is a clear sell region. And by the time price reaches the zone, this is our take profit zone for our long position. So we'll scrap that and we go for the long position to see exactly what that's saying. Okay, so boom. The reason we're looking for a long position here is that when price is moving to the downside, it impulsed and corrected with the trend to this zone here, breaking the last lower high. As you can see, it broke it, and now we're looking to see price move correctly back to the downside to shoot back up. So now we draw our horizontal line for our long position to find our area of support. So our next level of support will be somewhere around here, as you can see. So we'll just escape that and we'll check out what that's saying on the line chart at our entry zone. Yes, so this is a nice looking area for us to continue to look for our position to go to the upside. So now what we do next is we just take a look and see what we have here. Uptrend, that's our first criteria. Is hit our support. Second criteria is made a new high. That's our third criteria. So now here we are forming a confluence of high probability setups, so we can push to the upside. So all of these points of confluence, we are now actually confident and ready to push to the upside. So we dive into the 4 hour. And what exactly do we see here on the 4 hour? Well, for me, on the 4 hour, I see a break of structure here. Okay, so with that break of structure, I am confident that price will shoot back to the downside, as it's doing already, possibly to this region here. Yeah, possibly to this region over here, to then take us to our first level of take profit, which is all the way here, which is very nice to see because this is a clear selling region. Bang, 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 bang. Every time price comes here, it's going to, react. So from what we can see here, we are expecting price to react, because here it pushed the downside. Price never came back to retest that. So this is great confidence for me that price will come back to this zone to continue pushing to the upside. So for NAS100, we're looking for a long, hopefully from this region here, as you can see. So I can get rid of this trend line for now and just adjust that to our nice structural trend line. So as you can see now, that's looking a lot cleaner. So the next thing we have is our position size, or our tool for the long position, to see exactly what we're aiming for now. So at the moment we are actually aiming for a nice 1 to 4. That stop loss is nice, giving this trade room to breathe. So we'll just remove this here. So this is what we have now for our long position for NAS100. When price reaches this red line here, that's when I'm expecting to take most of my profits and for price to push back to the downside, because at the same time we are creating a new level of resistance for price to push to the downside. So that's another thing that we are aware of here, my people. So whatever scenario plays out, we are always going to be ready. As you can see, plan the trade and trade the plan, my people. So yeah, it will be nice to see price push to the downside to this region here, bang bang, to continue going to the upside. So that's what we have here now for NAS100. So like I said, on the daily we've got a clear uptrend going on the daily. I repeat, we've got a clear uptrend. The trend is your friend, my people, so you cannot ignore that. You can't ignore that the trend is your friend. On top of that, we're now moving in a nice upward direction, which is good. So we've got around 3 to 4 signs of indications and confirmation that price will continue pushing to the upside for NAS100. So now we're going to take it off to US30 and see exactly what that is telling us for the upcoming week, my people. Right, so I've already done this out for you guys. So basically what we have here, we're going to start off on the weekly. So on the weekly, we've got a similar situation to what's happening with NAS100. But to be honest, I'm just going to delete everything and start again so I can explain this once more. Okay, so on the weekly, we've got something similar to what's happening with NAS100. Here we've got our uptrend that is now starting to form, as you can see. So this is quite clear that price will now be moving in this type of trend until something happens or until something else happens, something like this. So that is 2 possibilities that we're expecting to see within the next couple of weeks with this indice. But for now, we're going to stick to what we see at the moment. So price literally pushed to the downside here, and it has failed for 3 weeks to actually break below here. So now we know that price is resisting to break from here. So this is a nice strong support zone, as you can see. On top of that, price had impulsed and corrected to that zone. So with this pair, we know once this happens, we are expecting a push back to the upside. We don't know when, but we are anticipating it. So we have to predict this shit like we are weathermen and weather women that forecast things, you get me? Okay, anyway, we've seen that impulse to the downside here. So another thing we're expecting is for price to hopefully come back to this region here to sell off or just do whatever it wants to do. But for the time being, we are looking for long opportunities until price reaches this level over here, my people. So now we scale into the daily time frame and we'll see exactly what we're seeing now on the daily. So on the daily time frame, we can clearly see that this was our level of support. Each time price came back to this zone, it shot up, it came, it shot up, it came, it shot up. So at the moment, what we see now is that price had actually made a new high here. Over here, we've seen that could have been some sort of descending channel like so. Okay, price literally broke above here, breaking these levels over here. So now we are aware that price may come back to that zone to continue pushing to the upside. So what do we do now? We draw our fib to see exactly what's going on so we can calculate this, so we see where we can have our take profit, my people. So our take profit level seems to be somewhere around here, which is just about right for me, because price impulse to the downside. This level here has not been retested, and we were expecting this level to be retested for, since September, but it didn't. So now what we see is what we get. So we see our level of entry is usually around the 6180 to 7860 region. So if I just place my rectangular zone here, we are looking for a nice supply zone, which is what we have over here. Every time price came, it shot up, false break, it shot up, it came back here, it retested to push back, but price came back up. So we are expecting price to now come to the downside to continue pushing to the upside. On top of that, price closed on a bearish candle. So for the next couple of days, we are looking for price to be a little bit bearish until it reaches this zone, so it can continue pushing to the upside. So for now, we scale in to the 4-hour time frame and see what is happening. So on the 4-hour time frame, we have a clear impulse to the upside. With a clear impulse, what we're expecting next is some level of correction back to this region here, so we can take our profits and enter our long position here. So for this trade here, we are looking at a nice, put our stop loss below these levels here, so we're looking at a nice 1 to 5 if everything goes the way we expect it to. So on US30 and NAS100, we are expecting for that to go long. So that's 2 pairs there that we're expecting to go long. And last but not least, we are going to look at GU, my people. Let's see what GU is saying, yeah? Right. So for GU on the daily, we are looking to go short. Reason being, right, we have a clear downtrend, my people. Before this downtrend, we did see, price impulse correct, impulse correct, impulse correct. So we are now expecting another impulse to this level here, so price can continue going back to the upside. That is what I'm expecting to see. On top of that, reason being I'm looking for a short is quite simple. At the moment, we did have a level of support. As you can see, this level of support was broken impulsively. Bang. So the next thing is, we were expecting price to come to this level here correctively to push back to the downside, but it didn't come to that level correctively. It came to a level in a manner like this, so it impulsed, and now it's correcting with the trend. Once we see this type of pattern here, we are expecting price to go back to the downside. So that's that on the daily. On top of that, with that impulse here, we can see that the level it's reacting to at the moment is a nice level to go short. That's what we see on the daily. So now we dive into the 4-hour time frame, my people, and see exactly what price is telling us. So on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we did have an ascending channel here, which was broken impulsively. This we seen coming. So after this break, we have a nice corrective move to the upside, and basically we are understanding that this was the impulsive phase of the market. This here was a corrective. So next we are expecting an impulse at least to this region here. But after that, we don't really care what happens next, as long as what we have analyzed happens. So with this pair here, we are expecting price to continue pushing to the downside, maybe even to here at first. So with where it's at the moment here, like the market is closed, we are expecting maybe price to break a little bit to the downside here, come back to retest that zone, then plummet to the downside. That's what I'm expecting to see. Okay, so with this here, if we were to enter the position, our position would be looking like a nice 1 to 3, and if it goes all the way to the bottom side, we're looking for a nice 1 to 4, my people. So with them three, both the two indices and the two pairs, two indices, one forex pair that we looked at, is 2 longs and 1 short, my people. So let's smash this trading week, my people, and just see exactly what's happening. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video for some more content. But until then, my people, let there be peace in the Middle East, and let my brothers and sisters be safe.